These epic dinosaur chases. It's cut into what's actually happening, and it's just dudes in like green suits, basically. Welcome to Soap Carver Cinema Club.
Today we are talking about The Bubble. I'll be carving Sean Knox rock climbing, and Jordan will be carving
A messed up hand.
shot off by a sniper rifle.
Ooh.
You'll see what it looks like.
You'll see what it looks like.
Timestamps below if you want to skip everything else.
It's in here.
Today we're also carving some reused soap. All of the shreds of carvings that you have seen us carve so far have been melted down to create this. Here's our soap bar ratings. If you'd like to see why we gave the ratings we gave, please stick around. I gave it 5 soap bars. How about you?
I give like 6.7 soaps. Maybe that's high, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Now we're gonna break down why we gave that rating. At the end of the video, we're gonna show you if our soap carvings turned out the way we hoped they did. Jordan, tell the club about the movie.
This movie focuses on a star-studded group of actors finding themselves stuck on the set of a pandemic bubble at a hotel while attempting to complete the 6th iteration of their movie series, Cliff Bees. The bubble included a very dynamic, star-studded cast, so we're just going to read you basically what we consider to be the main characters. Starting with Karen Gillan playing Carol Cobb.
Iris Apatow as Crystal Chris.
I love that name. Pedro Pascal as Dieter Bravo.
Leslie Mann playing Lauren Van Chance.
Lauren Van Chance.
Or Vaughn.
Van, probably. Fred Armisen as Darren Egan.
David Duchovny as Dustin Mulray.
Keegan-MichaelKey as Sean Knox.
And Guz Khan as Howie Frangalopoulos.
Let's talk about what you thought.
I think most people would really enjoy this eccentric take on quarantining during COVID.
I don't know, it was about a film cast and crew, but it kind of felt almost like, I don't know, they were talking more about what everybody experienced during the pandemic.
The difficulties they experienced while in quarantine were oddly relatable. Odd because we don't often feel similar to movie stars.
Well, it's kind of like making fun of actors in a lot of ways. You know, obviously there is part of us that's like, what are you complaining about, you rich freaking weirdo? But they are people. Anytime they would do like the COVID test and they'd have to stick the freaking, I don't know if anybody watching has gotten one of those tests where they stick the cotton swab up to your brain.
Pretty sure 90% of everyone watching this is probably. I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was this animosity between actors and creatives. They have the ability to have millions of followers, and in a sense, they're more famous than actual actors. All the actors in the movie, though they were kind of like jealous of these TikTokers throughout the whole movie, they're participating in TikTok. When you're famous and like you see something else catching on, you might not want to do it, but like in order to retain status, you start joining in. You actually see that with people like Will Smith. I don't know if we can say his name right now. He has a very large pull on content creation for Instagram and Twitter and YouTube even. Who's your favorite character in the movie, Jordan?
Gunther.
Gunther? Really? Golly, he's probably my least favorite character.
Why?
He was cringy to me. Except for when he's
supposed to be cringy.
Benedict Cumberbatch. I thought that was really funny.
The drug scenes in this movie, now I am getting this information strictly from experienced drug users that are not myself. But the scene where they're doing acid,
supposedly,
from what I've heard, funny and relatable way to describe a drug trip. Soap Carver Cinema Club does not condone the use of illegal drugs. When I'm rating movies, The Emperor's New Groove is the standard I rate it against. Austin, who was your favorite character?
I had 3 favorite characters. One of them was Annika, one of them was Sean Knox, and one of them was Darren Egan. Annika's performance, I don't know, I liked it a lot.
I thought it was pretty funny. I liked her character a lot.
But that brings me to my least favorite part of the movie and why I dropped it so many soap bars. And that is because I thought there was an unneeded amount of sexual comedy. I I personally, I just like to find good, funny movies that I can kind of share with anybody, don't really have to worry about.
Just in case his parents walked in.
I don't know. I just thought it was not needed. It didn't really add anything to the film, so I didn't think it was funny. This movie was very creative in its comedy, aside from its sexual stuff. The parts when they were filming on set and they, spoiler alert, they all, not all of them, but a good chunk of the cast got the flu.
They all test negative for COVID.
The scene where they're climbing on the, when they're doing the rock climbing, they end up like starting to faint and pass out and throw up, which is super gross, but they leave the editing for the green screen in effect, and so it looks like they're climbing up this epic mountainscape with like dinosaur birds coming after them, and then the actors just start like passing out and floating in midair.
It shows like these epic dinosaur chases, and then it'll cut into what's actually happening, and it's just dudes in like green suits, basically. It's like butter, and then you hit these little black spots, and it's like trying to carve through a rock.
Yeah, for a good soap, let's talk about that. Let's get into a segment. For a good soap, you want a little bit of a firm press, but not too firm, if you know what I mean. It'll start crumbling apart on you. My experience in carving is that you want to kind of take out large chunks on big segments, but when it gets to the smaller parts that could break easily, because it is soft and soap, I go in and just, I kind of hit that last. And then beyond that, if it's
a little bit of give.
A little bit of give, a little bit of cushion for that pushing, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was already excited about this movie going into it. Just the cast of this movie is pretty deep. There's like just a good mix of serious actors. Pedro Pascal, you know, for example, who plays the Mandalorian. And then you've got a lot of these comedy giants. And Keegan-MichaelKey, Kate McKinnon was pretty good.
John Cena made an appearance.
John Cena made an appearance.
Which is funny because you can't see him.
I had no idea it was him until the credits.
No, I mean, you can't see.
We all get it. He does the thing.
Digging a hair out of this recycled soap.
I found like 3 or 4 hairs.
If you'd like to purchase Soap Carver Cinema Club soap,
I kind of love the dig at the Fast and the Furious franchise. I feel like they're talking about how 6 movies in, nobody gives a crap. I mean, that's where we're at, Fast and the Furious, right? I think I liked the first one, then that's it.
I feel like the fingers need to come. I guess they aren't fingers, but
like
like
missing fingers, and then you have the index.
Maybe if you like carve, like.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I don't know if it was just me or what. I felt like this movie had almost zero marketing. Didn't even realize it was a Judd Apatow film.
Who's Judd?
Judd Apatow? Yeah. He did Superbad, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
All in all, I thought the movie was funny, but I wouldn't suggest it.
It's not going to traumatize your kid either.
Yeah, unless they're scared of green screens and dinosaurs and bats. But that's just what we thought about this movie. What do you guys think about it? Let's see how the soap turned out. Let us know which soap carving you like the most.
Listen, if you want to join the Soap Carver Cinema Club, we don't blame you at all. Admission is free. All you need to do is smack that like button for the YouTube algorithm, hit subscribe, and ding ding, ring the bell so that you're notified whenever we post our new review.
Thanks for watching. Today's movie was a Netflix original. You guys are the best. Thanks, Cinema Club fam! Thanks, Cinema Club fam! Bam, bam, bam! Best buds. Carving soap. Baby.
Check out me and Austin here in beautiful 4K video. Frangopolis.
Dethinking sometimes in my brain.
That's why sometimes I say no harm. Find you time after time. Generally, I'm working harder to actually make people think I've washed my hands.
You're disgusting.
Than it would be just to wash my hands.
Now,
ideally, when we get a budget, I'd like to get a table
that maybe contours around my legs.
Let's get it going! Soap time!